Okay, everybody, to pick some politics, continuing our conversation now with Mayor Eric Adams. And I want to pick up with the topic of schools, Mr. Mayor. It was a big week last week for the first day back to school, 1 million students. On top of that, you add the asylum and migrant students. How many were there that enrolled?
We have about 20,000 children in temporary housing. It's difficult to distinguish which ones are migrants or not, but we know we have a substantial number that came in, and it was seamless. Okay. Hats off to the chancellor and his team. No matter what's going on in the city, the trains have to run on time, our children have to be educated, and we have to make sure the streets and cities safe.
Okay, so the first day went off without a hitch. You averted a school bus strike, but as of this taping, there is still this looming threat of a school bus strike that could go into Monday. If there is one, I know there's a contingency plan, but how long is the plan of prepaid Metro cards and Uber rides going to last?
Well, we have about 80,000 children that are utilizing the buses. So, people need to understand it's not the entire school population. Many of those children are children with special needs, so it's so important that we get this right. The chancellor, he has placed a great plan in place as a plan B to make sure if there is a strike. I sat down with the operators, the union, ATU, to see how do I infuse myself into this to assist as much as possible.
You think there's going to be one?
It's real unsure right now. I was really encouraged by the comments that were made by the union that they're going to continue to be at the table. They're going to continue to push forward. I'm going to reach out to the operators, the owners of the bus companies, and say, listen, we need to land this plane. We can't have a strike while children are impacted.
And talking about the safety around schools, right? There's been a lot of talk about these illegal smoke shops popping up. There's hundreds of them in almost every single borough, some of them right near schools. You heard from council member Gail Brewer about the concern about these near schools. What's the solution? Shutting them down? How do you go about doing it?
And I'm with Councilwoman Brewer. She's right. And we attempted last legislative session in Albany to say, give us the authority to go in and police. I can close down these shops in 3 months. With the sheriffs and the police department, we will execute a plan. We don't have that actual authority to do so. It is being policed and managed by the state. I think that's a big mistake. We should be able to manage that, and we will close down these illegal shops.
Have you asked for that?
Yes, we have.
And the answer?
We thought we were going to get it last legislative session. We did not get it. We're going to return there, and we're going to ask for folks like Councilwoman Brewer to join us, and we think all of us should be part of closing down these illegal shops.
Mayor, I want to talk to you. We covered a lot of ground in terms of topics, right? And the migrant crisis obviously on top of mind for so many. But for you, if the migrant crisis was not happening, what is the number1 issue that Eric Adams is tackling? Well, I know you're doing it at the same time, but
right,
it's
and we are.
by
That's so
else.
important. But look at the city. Look at what we have accomplished in 20 months. 99% of our jobs have returned. Decrease in homicide, decrease in shootings. 5 of the 7 major categories are down. Tourism is back. We're looking to get 65 million tourists that are returning. People back on the subway system. I remember some of the early interviews when no one wanted to be on the train. We're capping out at 4 million riders, probably 3.6, 3.8 daily. The city is humming, and the city has returned in a very real way. But we have to focus on how do we continue to move in the right direction. We're going to containerize all of our garbage. The city is going to be the cleanest and the safest big city in America, continue to do so. And so in a big city like this, there's always issues, Dan, always, But I think the #1 foundational issue is what you mentioned. We have to manage this issue so it doesn't take away from all the progress that we've made in 20 months.
Yeah, because if you give, say, work authorization to some of those migrants, the city would go humming even more.
Without a doubt, because we're looking for jobs. Employers are looking for employees. This is a perfect match to pursue the American dream. This is wrong for the people of the city, the migrants, and everyone else who's coming to this city. No city should be going through this.
I don't mean to go back, but it just popped into my head. Do you believe they're just working illegally?
Yes, we have a substantial number. We have 110,000 into the system. We're now down to about 60,000 that are actually physically in our care. 40,000 are somewhere. 50,000 are somewhere. But when you have a black market like that, then you could exploit women, you could underpay individuals, you can create dangerous environments. That is what we're trying to prevent.
Okay, Mayor, I always end on something light. So the summer is ending, right? Fall is upon us. There's a lot of activities in the fall. I'm a pumpkin guy. What is Eric Adams doing in the fall?
Oh, this is the best. I love the fall. I love the turning of the leaves, the colors that you see. I love, throwing on a nice sweater, sitting down, So I'm looking forward to the fall. This is one of my favorite times of the year.
All right, get a pumpkin smoothie, right? I'll give you a recipe. Mayor Adams, thanks to you for covering a lot of ground today. Appreciate your time. And we'll have you back on Picks and Politics very soon.